Fred Bergsten. He's the director of the Peterson Institute for International Economics, joining us from D.C. And of course, Fred, you know, you've watched China very closely. You're expert on it. The currency, I mean, that's going to be very key for China's economy, but also off of Obama's visit. What do you make of the progress on that?
I don't think there's any overt progress, but I do think the Chinese understand that they need to rebalance the composition of their growth, move away from the model that's been based on growing trade surpluses, rely on domestic consumption expansion a lot more than they have. And they know that requires changing the price signals to the economy, part of which is an increase in the exchange rate. Their trade and current account surpluses have come down by about 50% over the last 2 years, but they're likely to start going back up unless China lets the exchange rate start to appreciate again. So I suspect they will start letting it go up. They want to let President Obama get out of town. They don't want it to look like it was due to U.S. pressure. But I think they'll start letting the rate go up again, slowly, like they did in 06 and 07.
So as soon as now? Because basically the exchange rate has held steady, or, you know, hasn't done very much since, I think, since July of last year.
Well, they repegged to the dollar over a year ago. For a while, they rode the dollar up, so that was a good thing. But the last 8 months, they've ridden the dollar back down. They're improving their competitiveness. Other Asian countries around them are then also pegging to the dollar and the renminbi. So we've got a problem with Asia currencies as a whole. The dollar is not now generally overvalued. The dollar is about right with respect to the euro, the Canadian dollar, most of our G7 trading partners. However, there is a general undervaluation of currencies in Asia, centered on China, 6 or 8 others around it. That's the one big currency misalignment in the world right now.
Okay. Just in the time that we have, though, we've only got a few more seconds. I mean, Fred, are there bubbles forming in China? Are there warning signs, red flags right now in China?
There are warning signs. I'd call them yellow flags, not red lights. But the Chinese are well aware of it. They have already begun to rein back on the monetary expansion. They had stepped on the accelerator at top speed back in the spring. As a result, their economy boomed in the second quarter already. They led the world recovery, but they're aware of it. They're starting to rein back on the stimulus measures. They're leading the world in exit strategies as well as a result, and I think they'll nip it in the bud. So I do not see any bubbles actually bursting in China.